and the angels, because the angels are going to come and deliver us during the time of Jacob's trouble. And we're not in Jacob's trouble yet. When all hell breaks loose, that's Jacob's trouble. Because at that time, that's when Michael, the archangel, he's going to be right behind Yahweh Shai to deliver us, to deliver the elect. It said the kings, second verse, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. Who is the Lord's anointed? The Israelites, starting with the elect, saying, let us break their bands asunder. Break whose bands asunder? Israel. Let's break the tribes up and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. So ultimately, the Most High, through Yahweh Shai and the angels, will totally destroy all systems, all kingdoms. So your super soldiers is not going to work. The only thing that's going to work among you nations that possess missiles, which are the Most High's missiles, you're going to use it to destroy Babylon the Great. Or Old Testament only Israelites in the book of Psalms. What does it say in the book of Psalms? What verse is this? Okay, 7. I'm going to jump down to 7 verse. Psalms 2 verse 7. I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I what? Begotten thee. So this is talking about Yahweh Shai long before Yahweh Shai came on the scene. Even when you go back to Daniel the 7th chapter, it speaks about the Ancient of Days and the Son of Man coming in the clouds. So for you Old Testament only Israelites, you really don't understand the scriptures. So you won't understand what the mark of the beast is all about, that it's a microchip, and you might just go ahead and take it because it doesn't tell you in the Old Testament, doesn't speak about the microchip or the mark of the beast. And these Old Testament only Israelites, they don't understand prophecies, because the majority of the prophecies in the Old Testament are about what's getting ready to happen now, and it's the same prophecy, but different prophets are receiving it in different ways. They're seeing the vision in different ways. Let me give you another precept. This is I believe it's Habakkuk, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's Hosea, I believe. I said Habakkuk. Hosea. Let's see what comes up. It says Hosea 12 verse 10. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So let's pull some words out. It said multiple visions, right? Which means be or become great, be or become many, be or become much. I have spoken by the prophets. So not every man that's an Israelite that knows he's an Israelite doesn't mean you're a prophet. Now if you're out there on the highways and the byways, whether you're part of GMS or any other group that truly through the Spirit is out there and you truly prophesying, the Apostle Paul said, but rather that ye prophesy. Prophesying is greater than charity. When you read about the greatest is charity in 1 Corinthians 13 chapter, the 14th chapter, Paul says, but greater than that is prophesying. But ultimately, charity is going to be the number one thing, so to speak, in the kingdom, because we won't have to prophesy no more in the kingdom. It says, I have spoken by the prophets. The Lord didn't give any secrets to Pastor Jones and Reverend Smith. He gave it to the prophets. And I have multiplied visions. So the Most High gave many visions and used similitudes. Let's deal with similitudes. And that's from the Hebrew word damah, which means to be like, resemble, to be like, resemble, to liken, compare, to imagine, think, to make oneself like. So all these, when you read, and I've been saying this for the longest, when you read Isaiah, when you read Jeremiah, when you read these different prophecies, it's all the same prophecy. What I mean by that is the end time prophecies, the destruction of Esau, Ezra, in the book of Ezra in the Apocrypha, Ezekiel. It's all Isaiah 13, Isaiah 34, or the Revelation. It's all the same. What the Most High gave to Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel and Obadiah, he also gave to the Apostle Paul, to Peter, to John on the Isle of Patmos. It's the same vision given in different ways. So these scholars that read these scriptures, if you go to the commentary, go to any of the prophecies and go to commentary, I guarantee you, these so-called scholars, biblical scholars, they're going to give you different interpretations of each of Isaiah, Jeremiah, and so forth. It's the same thing. It all leads up. It's like a dream that you have, right? You have a dream one night and a series of events take place. Then you have another dream, but it's a completely different scenario, but it's the same dream. It adds up to the same thing. Well, it's the same. The Most High is telling you something. That something's gonna happen, but he's giving you these visions in different ways, different scenarios. So that's why all we speak about is prophecies. Let me read that again. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the what? Of the prophets. That's why we here at Great Millstone, we all speak the same thing. If somebody in Great Millstone is saying that the mark of the beast is something other than a microchip, we're going to confront that individual. And if he doesn't change his ways, he's got to go. This is why we get on the other two major camps, which is ISUPK and IUIC. They're both going, Nate is going off, and Johanna is going off. I don't give a damn how many precepts you spit out of your mouth. You're off. When you don't have the whole puzzle. You don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. So you can't put the picture together. So you're going to cause you, if you don't change your ways, if you don't change your demonic ways and humble yourself, you're going to cause your congregation, a lot of them go ahead and take that chip. But you're going to have some of them that may or may not, may be prophets or may be a part of the elect. They're going to leave you. They're going to break off from you, man. So let me come back to this story right here. Bear me for a minute. I don't want this video to play, but bam. So let me go back to that. So this new thing of gene splicing, changing the DNA to make you not feel pain. It says here, I'm back here. It says Chinese soldiers shouting in formation at the 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China parade 2019. It says the decision comes just days after John Radcliffe, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, charged that China is conducting human testing on soldiers to develop troops with biologically enhanced capabilities. So you know this is new news. So the U.S. has to jump on it, and the French is jumping on it. It said Radcliffe claimed that China takes a much less ethical view from France. So in the story of France, they said they're gonna enhance their soldiers to make them super soldiers, but they're gonna have rights. But in China, they said, look, we're gonna turn them into human robots, and they ain't gonna have no rights. So if we tell them to kill babies, they're gonna kill babies. What the same thing the French is gonna do? They're not gonna have any. Them soldiers are not gonna have their own rights. As a Radcliffe claimed that China takes a much less ethical view than France, saying there are no ethical boundaries to Beijing's pursuit of power. Meaning they'll cut your throat, they'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll steal. There's a big story right now of a Chinese woman, a Moabite woman, having a sexual relations with a congressperson, and they've been involved, and she's getting secrets out of this guy. And then you had this Chinese representative make a statement that the Chinese, have great power and influence over U.S. Politicians in the U.S. government. So you're done. You're done. Hey, like Trump said, make America great again. America's not going to be made great again. America's getting ready to be destroyed. You're not coming back. Just like the Roman Empire didn't come back, it went down and Jake took it over. The same thing is happening now. But you're going to go out with a bang. It says, let me read that again. Radcliffe claimed that China takes a much less ethical view for France, saying there are no ethical boundaries to Beijing's pursuit of power. Well, you did the same thing. You devils did the same goddamn thing, man. What does it say in Deuteronomy? Let's go to that. Deuteronomy 28. Like you some moral people. You're not a moral people. Esau is not a moral man. There was no ethics involved when you enslaved Jake. When you tore families apart, you're gonna pay, man. Bear with me for a minute. Let me go to the verse. Let me start from 47. Deuteronomy 28:47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, Esau being number one, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and thirst and nakedness, and then the one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. enslaved